Okay, we are live with our broadcast for 1 o'clock today for the Potomac Curling Junior Bonspiel. This is day 2.
This is draw number 3 in our tournament. We have 3 games going on today on sheets B, C, and D. We're your commentator team for the afternoon. I'm Mike Steele.
I'm Laura Weiss.
And if you're new to listening to our live streams here at Potomac Curling Club, we do have 2 video streams going. We have one of our video streams is showing sheets B and C, and the other video stream is showing sheets C and D. So if you're interested in the Philly Dream Team versus Casabianca game, that's going to be on the CD stream. If you're interested in the Stilp versus Davis game, that's only on the BC stream. But the Carlson versus the Sweeping Angels is going to be on both streams, so you can watch that on either one. Funny quirk about the way our streaming is set up here, we have 2 video feeds, but we only have 1 audio feed. So if you're listening to the CD game, you may be hearing us talk about sheet B a lot. And if you're watching BC and we say something about D, you can't see that on your screen.
I think generally we'll try to talk mostly to B and C today because C is on both, and we actually are sitting right behind B, so it's a little easier for us to track what's going on. There are a few rules of play today. Play is 2 hours and 10 minutes, or if whoever gets to the end of 8 ends, or they can also end a game on a handshake if the score spread is too far. It's up to both teams to decide if that's something they'd like to do. Team Stilp versus Davis is going to be on sheet B today, and Team Stilp is they're getting warmed up right now. Davis and Stilp, they're looking like they're taking a few practice runs to get started. You can do that before the game and before the coin toss, where they decide which team will go first and what color rocks that they will throw today.
Yes, and when they flip the coin, generally if you win the coin toss, you pick to not go first. That's
Why?
called having the hammer.
Oh,
having the hammer means you get to throw last in the end, which is a huge advantage because then any other rock that you throw during the game, somebody else could hit it out. But if you go last, the other team doesn't get a chance to hit you. So these teams want to win the coin toss and get the hammer for the first end to start off with that advantage. The loser of the coin toss generally gets to pick the color that they want, if they want red or yellow. So sheet B, it looks like their lead is playing with B, playing with the red rocks. It's going to be Team Stilp.
There's 3 players on that team today. Usually we have 4, but we can play with 3. We can even play 2, we can play doubles. Today it's just going to be the 3 of them throwing their first. Oh, no, there's 4. There's Freya
4.
down at the end.
Yeah, skips at the end.
So the first shot is usually a guard. They have to get it all the way to the end, past the blue line. It's called the hog line. And they want to put up something that either helps them to defend the house.
They'd like to get that guard rock right on the
front.
center line.
Okay.
That looks good.
So can you tell them why the center line matters?
Yes, so the first couple of players are generally going to throw a guard, and a guard is any rock that's in that white space between the thick blue line, which we call the hog line, and the house, which is what we call the rings. The first 5 rocks, you're not allowed to hit the other team's guards out of play. So if as long that red rock is safe, yellow's not allowed to hit that on sheet B. Yellow's not allowed to hit that rock out of play. Also, if it's on the center line, you're not allowed to nudge it off the center line. Otherwise, the rock you threw comes out of play, and the rock that you dislodged goes back where it was before.
No tick rule.
That's the
right?
no tick rule.
Oh, a little bit of a heavy stone there for Team Davis. A little bit.
The 5 rock rule is not new. That's been going for a couple of years now. The no tick rule, I believe, was new last year. Sheet C getting underway.
So this is the second throw for the red team. Stilp has 2 rocks. Each person is going to throw 2 rocks. So this was the lead second shot, and from there on, the second person will throw theirs 2. Everyone will throw 2 until the skip at the very end, who will throw the final 2 shots. And it looks like she is going to put up a second guard. They've got 2 there.
They're placed right back to back like that, almost touching. Sometimes it's a little better to stagger them, but like this, when they are allowed to start hitting rocks out, if you hit the front one's not really going to go anywhere. It's going to transfer all the energy and kick the back one out, and red would still have a guard there. Sheet C, the Sweeping Angels put their first one into the house.
All right, Team Davis has their second of 2 lead stones. It looks like they're not going to make it. So if it doesn't make it past the hog line,
it's out of play.
It is out of play.
That's called hogging your rock.
There's such a difference in, from here, it looks like they throw it either very light or very heavy, but it is such a subtle difference. Last night you were telling me the seconds difference between getting it to the front or the back of the house.
Yeah, if we time their slides from this black back line up to the hog line as they're throwing, you know, they're throwing it anywhere between 3 and 4 seconds to cover that distance. And yeah, that's just a 1 second difference, can be the difference between not getting across the hog line and throwing a really hard hit. You know, if you throw it 4 seconds, you might not get to the blue line. If you throw 3 seconds, that's going to fly down the ice and knock something out.
So it's really tenths of a second.
It comes down to tenths of a second when you're trying to get the right speed to get that rock to land right where you want it, either in the house or above the house. And sweepers can help with that. The sweepers, sweeping the rock, number 1, maintains its momentum, so it'll travel a little bit further. You can't speed the rock up, but you can prevent it from slowing down by sweeping hard in front of it. Sweeping in front of the rock also helps keep the rock going straight. These rocks go straight in the beginning, and then like a curveball in baseball, they're going to hook in towards the end. If you sweep in front of the rock, it keeps the rock traveling straight for a longer amount of time before it makes that curl.
Just so that you know, it took me how many months to connect that curling is because the rocks are curling.
Yes.
They curl. They don't go straight.
Right. And like we just saw on sheet B, I said that earlier, they had those 2 rocks right next to each other, right one on top of the other. Indeed, yellow hit the top red rock, transferred all the energy to the back red rock. The back red rock looks like slid into the house. Mm-hmm. And there's still a red guard there left where it was before.
It transfers the energy, so it's going to lose momentum, right?
It's going to lose a little momentum with each hit of the rock. So if you want to move one rock, you don't have to throw it that hard. If you want to try and get a couple of rocks hitting off each other and move a bunch of rocks, you got to throw it really hard.
It's like on sheet B, she's calling lines. She wants to get it just
past
that guard.
And
she
just does.
Wow.
With millimeters to spare, gets it right around, nicely buried behind that card. That's going to be, it's possible to hit both of those, but it's a hard shot now.
We have neat technology today, don't we? We can draw things. We think. We're going to try. Maybe we can help illustrate some of the things that we're talking about. So just now.
So yellow, they're lining their broom up. Oh, that's not what I thought was going to happen.
Oh, yellow is going for the hit here. They want to get right between those 2.
They want to hit at least one of those 2 rocks.
All right, he gets it, and it stays.
And
sticks around.
It just slides a little bit too far to be the shot rock. Shot rock is the rock that's closest to the center of the circle. If you're new to curling, only one team can score in each end, and whoever has the closest rock to the center of the house is the team that scores. And if you get more rocks closer to the center of the house than your opponent's closest stone, you can score multiple points. Team with the hammer usually looking to score 2 or more points. The team without hammer, meaning the team that threw first, usually looking to either force them to 1 or steal a point for themselves.
Over on sheet C, some really awesome sweeping going on there. Couldn't quite get it past their guard. But it looks like Team Carlson does have 1 in the house. They still have 2 really good guards, but that
they have a high guard that blocks up. Those 2 high guards are really blocking up the center But there's still draw paths on either side of the ice. You can get it around those high guards.
So something else we talked about last night is in the first end, or two, sometimes three, the ice is really changing throughout the game as people are interacting with the ice. The temperature of the room changes with the players in the room, and the ice will speed up typically. And so in the beginning, they're gauging how the ice is behaving because it always feels different every time you play. But then sometime around the third end, you start to feel a shift and the rocks can speed up. And sometimes you start to discover different parts of the ice that are not as cooperative. You can have slightly slower spots, places where it gets a little frosty. Despite how much care is given to taking care of this ice, every day is a different day. And so the players are probably right now trying to figure out how the ice is going to behave compared to their games yesterday.
Yeah, on sheet B, that
little heavy.
A little heavy slid right through. On sheet C, sweeper's working hard. Oh, can't quite get the rock to the house. Came up about a foot shy of that blue ring.
So all the players here at this junior Bonspiel are, some are coming from local areas to form teams, and some are from some other states even. So it's a nice mix of kids this weekend here.
I know we have a team from Bucks County, Pennsylvania. We have a team, you're watching the Philly Dream team on sheet D. They're from Philadelphia Curling Club. Casabianca on sheet D is from Bucks County Curling Club. The Carlson and Stilp teams are a mix of players from various clubs. Those are both really good teams. They've tried to get some of the best players from multiple clubs on their teams.
It looks like Carlson just put one in the house. I was wondering when they were going to come up and use some of the left side, because that right side's pretty jammed up. Left.
So this is a strategy called splitting the house. They already have a rock on the left side of the house in the back, and it's pretty good undercover there. So now they're going to put rocks in the right side of the house, knowing that the other team can't hit both of them.
We're talking about sheet C.
On sheet C, yes. The red sweeping angels are going to have to choose, and it looks like they've chosen to go after that rock on the right. Nobody's sweeping.
A little wide.
It's a little bit wide, just misses the target.
This is a good weight, though.
Going back to our teams, Team Davis and Sweeping Angels, Davis on B and Sweeping Angels on C, those are both teams completely made up of Potomac Curling Club players. Team Davis has the matching pants. A lot of teams go with the matching jerseys.
They're great.
The matching pants is new and really a nice idea. I might steal that for one of my teams in the future. You don't see that as often. They're Captain America pants, but from a distance on the camera, they kind of look like curling houses.
Or the Target emblem. We can't quite tell, but up close it's definitely Captain America, and warm and cozy.
If anybody listening works for Target, we are looking for sponsors for our club. We're trying to raise money
for a new floor.
A new warm room, new renovations to the wall between the warm room and the ice.
Yeah, are there any other brands we could name drop
yes,
today? We see some Gatorade bottles over there.
I know. We're always looking for sponsorships. We're also looking for individual donations right now. If you want to donate to our floor fund, curldc.org is our website, and the donation information is right there at the top.
I'm sure there are at least 1 to 2 million people listening to this broadcast. So,
last weekend we had 2018 Olympic gold medalist John Landsteiner stop by and do a clinic. He did a clinic for the youth in the morning and a clinic for the adults in the afternoon, and he helped us raise $3,000 for our floor fund, and he also signed a broom and signed a jersey that they're raffling off this afternoon here at the Curling Club, and that money's going to go to the floor fund also. It was great working with him. He came out. He spent the whole day here. He was really wonderful to have around. We even left for dinner and came back. Laura and I came back to play a late game that night. He was still here, just sitting at hanging out at one of the tables in the warm room, broom stacking with one of the teams that had played earlier.
So one of the things that he said that I thought was great was that even at the Olympic level, you are clearly going to come up with your plan A, but you still come up with your plan B and C, because when you miss, you want to miss well.
Yes.
And so that's something he brought up today. And I'm sure so each of these skips are hopeful that they're going to make their shots, but we might hear us today talk about a good plan B or a plan C, and that is, you know,
sometimes you get lucky and you get plan F. Nobody saw happening, but it happens and it works.
I've seen that shot happen for you.
I throw that shot all the time. I completely miss my target and bounce off an outside rock and slide into the button, and hey, I'll take it.
It's just a really sweet thing when you miss in such a beautiful way, though, because you go, so I planned that.
And it's a little bit of curling etiquette and sportsmanship to maybe apologize. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
I didn't mean to take all your rocks out there and be so excellent.
Yes. We're up to skips rocks already on sheet B.
The skips are the
This is Jack Davis.
final
Looks
two
like
throws.
he's throwing his first of 2 rocks.
Yeah, first of 2.
Freya Stilp already threw her first skips
Right.
rock.
And
Let's see what Jack can do here.
looks like he's going for the hit.
They're going for the hit on that red rock that's right in there.
They can do it. It looks like he's got the line.
It's around the guard.
Oh.
Is it going to
No.
hold? Yeah.
Oh,
they got their
they
own.
got their own rock.
Missed by about a couple centimeters on that red rock. So Stilp is still sitting shot, meaning they've got the rock that's closest to the button.
So now what is she going to do? Because she is
She
now
does not
behind
have
her own
hammer.
rock.
Yeah, she doesn't have hammer.
So what
Davis
she-
is going to get the last shot here. So what she might want to do, she might want to try and come past her red rock and hit the yellow out. Another possible strategy, since she doesn't have the hammer, is just to put a guard up and block the hit path.
It looks like she's going for the
It looks like she's going
hit?
to try and hit the yellow one out with maybe a lower weight hit.
Did you figure out how to do the thing? The
It'd
be nice to be able to show people what we're talking
So
about.
she might try and come over
Oh.
here and have it curl and hit this yellow one.
So that
We'll
didn't
see.
show up. How do we get that to show up over here?
Oh, am I not broadcasting it?
Nope. And there it is. You did it. You got it. It was over here.
Good. I
And she
figured it
got
out.
the shot.
Yeah, she made the hit. So she couldn't throw a really hard hit because those guards were in the way. But if you throw it a little bit lighter,
It'll curl in.
Yeah, when you throw it really hard, it doesn't curl much. But if you throw it just a little bit lighter, you can still get enough force to hit that rock out, but it will curl a little bit at the end to get around that
All right.
guard.
So this is their final throw here. Their leads, Team Yellow, Team Davis.
They really need to hit.
They really need to hit that red
red out.
because
And
red
they
is
need-
sitting 4.
Yes, and they need to leave their shooter rock in the house.
Got to stick around. So if you
Yes.
wanted to
they
stick
would
around,
like to. They would like to hit both of them. If they hit right in the middle of the 2,
that's great.
if they can hit right there in the middle of the 2, they could clear both of them.
Would that be a plan A?
That would be plan A. It's a kind of a difficult shot to hit both, but they at least need to clear one of them out, and they need the shooter rock to stay in the house so that those 2 outside ones don't count to limit the damage.
Let's
This
see.
is on sheet B. This is the last rock at the end. Let's see if they get it. Sweepers are on it, trying to keep it straight.
And I like it. I
It's
like
coming
it.
in. It's going to get both.
Oh, wow.
Very nice shot
Very
for Jack
nice
Davis. So yellow's going to score 1 in the first end. They're
So
on the
as we said,
scoreboard.
it looked ominous, right, with those 4 red stones in there, but
That's the advantage of having hammer. You get to go last,
get
and
the
they
final
can't hit
throw.
you out.
And then all you need is 1 that is the closest. And so
Over on sheet C, we're up to Skip's last 2 rocks. Team Stilp is, Team
Sweeping Angels.
Sweeping Angels will go first here.
And Sweeping Angels, we've got Trey, TJ, Corinne, and Schuyler. And looks like Trey is
Trey Casabianca.
gonna get set to play the final. I like his broom.
And they have matching Keep Calm shirts on under their jackets in some cases, but.
Keep calm and something. Let's see what it says when they turn around.
There's a shot.
Again, look, we've got a whole sea of yellow. Can they get a red?
A lot of yellow. He needs to get one into the center of that somewhere under cover where they can't hit it out.
And Carlson has
past the guards.
So.
And it's going to chip one out and stick around.
I don't know, though. That looks like that
it's
one
wide
yellow
open for a hit.
But the yellow, that one yellow on the inside, I think is close and sitting one.
Yeah, there is a second red at the very top of your screen that's almost off the screen. That rock is in play. It's a little over the back line, but it's not fully over the back line, so it's still in play. But if Carlson can hit this red one out, he's going to score at least 3 points. If his shooter stays, if he hits it right on the nose, he could get 4. If he misses, that's very close. It looks like yellow would still score 1. Right now, it looks like this is 1, 2, 3. All right, let's watch sheet C. Henrik Carlson throwing the last rock of the end.
Got to get
sweeping,
past the guard.
So they must be happy. Okay, they're
the line.
Now they're sweeping to keep it straight. Here it comes. Keep it straight. Just enough to knock it out.
Amazing. We get 4. Team Carlson. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are on sheet B.
We haven't talked much about sheet D, but Philly Dream Team put up 3 points in the first end, throwing the yellow rocks.
Got
sheet C cleaning up, and sheet B.
Seth and Jeremy just walking. They're not touching it because they wanted to just
slide right in and just come right up to that red. Not quite a freeze. A freeze is when you get it right next to it. They left a couple inches between, but it's early.
If you're just joining us, we're only about 20 minutes into the 1 o'clock game here at the Potomac Curling Club Junior Bonspiel. The Bonspiel goes all weekend, so this is day 2. There'll be multiple draws today. Some of these teams play multiple games. A 9 o'clock game this morning, a 1 o'clock game this afternoon, and there'll be another 5 p.m. game today.
Yes.
Tomorrow the awards are at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Nice guard put up there on sheet B by Team Stilp. We have plenty of prizes thanks to so many of the Potomac curlers that have volunteered both their time in the kitchen this weekend for the prizes, desserts, lots of dessert, which, you know, teenagers love that.
Yes, we are an all-volunteer club, and the volunteers really turned out this weekend to bring food, work in the kitchen, work at the bar. Really exceptional people volunteering to work at the webcast this afternoon.
Oh, yes, very, very good, high quality.
And this morning.
Has nothing to do also with any other of the players out there right now, right?
Right.
Just in case you're tuning in and you're not aware, Team Davis, Jeremy Steele, your son, is on sheet B right now, chasing this rock. Looks like they're
Vice on Team Davis.
Trying to get a hit here. We're going to try and have no bias in our commentating today. And
sheet C.
Oh, nice hit there on Team Davis. They got that red right out of the house, and their yellow stuck around.
Yes, on sheet C, the hit slid right past. So Carlson still has 1 rock in the house. And over on sheet D, Philly Dream Team really loading up the house with rocks early. Only one red guard in play on sheet D. But those yellow rocks on sheet D for Philly, they're all clustered right together in the center, which as the team without hammer, not a bad idea to draw play to the center of the house, but they are all clustered up, which makes it possible to maybe hit a double, maybe if you're lucky hit a triple to get all of them out with one rock.
So for those that aren't familiar with hammer, again, just remind you that hammer is the final
Hammer is
throw.
You get to throw last in this end, and the team that scored in the previous end does not get hammer in the next end. So if you can take turns scoring and take turns having the hammer. Big advantage to have hammer, you get to throw last. So right now on all three sheets, the yellow team scored in the first end, so the red team has hammer on all of our games right now in the second end.
And I don't think they wanted that yellow to go through, but.
Heavy draw. The ice does change as the game goes on. It might be a little slow in the first end and then starts speeding up the more they play. The more rocks go down the ice, the more you sweep, breaks down the pebble on the ice, and the rocks can start sliding faster. So you have to adjust as the game goes on. You might see some of the players with stopwatches. That's what they're doing. They're timing the time it takes the rock to travel between two hog lines, and that way they can judge how the ice is changing.
They're going to try and hit both. Oh,
got one.
They got one. One is better than none. Trying to get across the hog line here on sheet B. They get
They're
another
over the
guard.
hog line. It's going to be another guard on the right side of the ice.
She's going to try and get it past her guard and get it into the house.
Oh, is it going to touch the paint? Oh, good sweeping.
Awesome sweeping. So sweeping, can you tell people, you know, if you don't sweep and the rock is slowing down, that sweeping can move it how much farther?
So sweeping,
feet, right?
You can't speed a rock up, but you can prevent it from slowing down. And good sweepers can get, I don't know, estimate it maybe anywhere from an extra 6 to 10 feet out of a rock by sweeping it. Sweeping also keeps it straight. You often see them sweeping on hits. Obviously, they don't need to keep the momentum up on a hit, but sweeping can also help keep the rock going straight.
So, like right now, they're trying
to
really
keep
wanted
it
to
straight to get it past the guard, and they don't. They leave a center guard, but they chip one of the red rocks down into the 4-foot red circle. They did knock one of that last red rock. They knocked that off to the side, so it's no longer counting anymore. It's outside. It's still in play, but it's outside the house, so it's not going to count for scoring for the moment.
So for people watching at home, the out of bounds area, can you use your pointer and show them where that is? So let's see. So
these red lines on the side are out of bounds, and this back line is also out of bounds. Rocks have to be fully past the back line to be out of bounds, but if they even touch the red sideline, they're out.
And the rocks are not flat; they're curved.
They are curved on the sides, right? So
you can't really always tell from our angle if they're in or out. Another.
Yes. You have to really look straight down on top of a rock, and our cameras are not positioned directly above the house.
So we got another guard over here, right, blocking their.
That might be touching the paint. It's hard to see from our camera
and this
angle.
is exactly what we're saying is, you know, it could be over the blue paint because the rock is curved on the sides, but we can't see.
Yes, we're talking about
vintage.
Right there.
Similar to the last end, you know, we have a lot of red rocks in the house, but again.
Well, the difference this time is that Team Stilp has hammer, so they're going to get the last shot. Over on C,
trying to get
Carlson has 2 rocks in the house.
Right
Looks like they're trying to get a third.
And they'll get it.
Past the guard. And
they got it.
They chipped just enough off the side of it to kick it out.
Another great shot by
very nice
Team
hit.
Davis.
Oh, that was Jeremy.
Oh.
Oh.
I know him.
I drove him here today.
We're trying not to be biased. We're trying. Over on sheet C, we've got the Sweeping Angels and Carlson. Team Carlson's got 2 in the house, 1 really right on the center, which is what we call the button. And
Sweeping Angels are going to try and
Corinne,
hit at least 1 out, maybe 2 if they hit it just right.
Looks like Corinne is going to go. Corinne can hit, you know. We play with Corinne on Sundays. And she gets the right weight. She's going to maybe get a piece of both of them.
She's going to get a piece of the top one. I don't know if it's the right
Okay.
angle. Yep. Ran in the top one hit the back one, so the back one kicks out. The other one is still in the house, moved back a little bit behind the tee line now, not on the button anymore, which is good for red. And the red shooter stone sticks around in the house. Now Carlson looks like they're going to call for the hit to take that out. They're going to try and have their rock stick in the house.
Over on Sheepy, we've got both of the skips now getting ready to do their final 2 rocks. Got a curl, and it does just enough.
Nope, hit it so hard it kicked the rock all the way over to the next sheet. So you can have a little bit of control on where your shooter stone goes after you throw it. If you throw a lighter weight hit, you don't put as much power behind it, maybe you have a better chance of keeping your rock around in the house after the hit. But sometimes you want to throw it full force as hard as you can, and in that case, maybe you don't have as much control over where your shooter rock stays.
Just a little bit narrow. I think they wanted that red, and they wanted it to stick around in the back of the house.
Yeah, they wanted to just tap that red one back. You don't even have to hit that red one hard. You just have to tap it back about 2 feet to get it out of play. It looks like that's what they were trying to do with it.
And sometimes it's easier to aim for a rock. So you'll see if a rock is right in the center of the house, it's an easier target to hit. They will just try and, just missed on sheet C.
Yeah, sheet C, Sweeping Angels just missed by a couple millimeters, getting the hit on that one solo yellow rock still sitting there in the middle of the house. Sweeping Angels do have hammers, so they're going to get the last shot at this eventually. We're on the Vice rocks. Looks like we're on rock 6 for both teams now on sheet C. Sheet B, we're already up to Skips rocks. This is Freya's first throw.
Sheet B is going to try and get another one in.
They put another rock into the house.
And it slows right shy of the red, so they now
Looks like they have 3.
At least, yep, 3. Can't quite see. It looks like they're going to go over and see. It's, I think, just 3.
This will be Davis's second skip rock. He's got 1 chance.
So on sheet B,
at least one of these rocks out.
Sheet B, this is the second end. So an end, once they get to the end and they've thrown all of their rocks, all 8 rocks on each team, they take turns. They flip, they go to the opposite end, where each team is hoping to get all 8 ends today. There are also other ways the game can end. Each game is allowed 2 hours and 10 minutes of gameplay. They can also agree to end on a handshake if the score spread is just too far to make up by the end of the game. They can decide mutually to end the game.
And if it's tied after 8 ends, they can go to Skips rocks. Each skip takes turns throwing to see who can get 1 rock closest to the button.
All right, so the final throw for Team Davis. They're going to try and get something right there. Get it to hang out in the center. They do not want to hit their guard. Try to squeeze it right between these guards. And they're watching really closely, sweeping the line, get a little piece of the red, and it rolls in.
Just rolls in. Will it stop? Oh, slides a little too far.
Oh, just a little too far.
Knocked that back red out a little bit.
So right now red is just sitting 1 because that yellow, if you can
That's 1. And
then
that yellow is 2.
2.
And then I think this red over here is 3.
So if red can't take care of that yellow, then red is sitting 1 for this round, and score then would be tied, but I'm sure they're going to try to get that yellow out so that they can put up a 5.
Yep, last rock coming for Freya. Stilp on sheet B. Sheet C, we're up to skips rocks also. Henrik Carlson about to throw his first one. Sweeping Angels did manage to get their red rock for the moment, sitting closer to the button. Henrik's going to try and hit it out right now. He probably wants to hit it just to the side so it pops out at an angle. If he runs it straight back, there is a yellow rock behind it that would catch it. No sweeping, so now they're sweeping to maintain the line, keep it going. And he does. He pops it at an angle, angles back out, and the rock he just threw stays in the house. So he's got 3 rocks in the house right now. Freya Stilp's last rock of the end, coming down the ice on sheet B. Does she get the hit? She gets the hit.
She does, and she stays in, which means
they have
5
rocks touching the house. 5 for red.
Yep. Yes, it is very cold in there. One of the questions that we just got is how are they wearing shorts and short sleeve shirts? Well,
yes, some of them are. If you're sweeping, you get warm.
You do. You get very sweaty. But also, you know, they are still too cool for coats in middle school and high school. They can't be known to own a coat because that's not cool. I'm just amazed at.
So we do have a question. We have a question on the YouTube feed. Are sweepers trying to slow down the rock or speed it up? So it's really neither. You can't slow down. You definitely can't slow down a rock once it's been thrown. What they're doing when they're sweeping, the pressure of the broom on the ice creates a thin, like, couple molecules layer of water, and that gives the rock more. It makes the less friction on the surface of the ice, makes the rock not slow down as fast. Sweeping helps the rock maintain its momentum so it doesn't slow down. You can't speed up a rock, but you can prevent it from slowing down.
That just happened on sheet C. They were trying to make sure
it
stayed in play.
They swept it just enough to get it in play.
And when we say sweep, sometimes people think that means speed, and really it's weight. We had the smart broom last week, and a lot of us were trying the smart broom.
Yes, John Landsteiner brought his smart broom with us. We all got to have a turn playing with it to see how much force we're actually putting on the ice.
Surprisingly, or I guess not surprisingly, you should be putting 50% of your body weight of pressure on that broom.
You'll see the best sweepers really putting all their upper body weight leaning down on top of the broom to get more pressure on the ice.
And so often what will happen is you'll see people trying to sweep fast, and fast does not necessarily equal enough weight. So sometimes you have to slow down to get more weight on the broom.
Another thing sweeping does, sometimes you'll see people just very lightly sweeping, and they're clearing the ice just in case there's any debris or hair or little pieces of lint that fell off somebody. Or frost on the ice. Just a light sweep clears that off, so if the stone doesn't get, if the stone hits a piece of debris, it can change the direction even.
They're even cleaning off the bottom of the rocks before they throw. They'll clean off the ice in front of where they are starting. Where they're starting is called the hack, and then they put their foot in the hack, they push off, and sometimes some gunk and debris will come off of that when they kick off.
On sheet C, that was Team Carlson's last rock of the end. They've got 4 rocks in the house now. Sweeping Angels have the hammers. They're going to get the last shot here to try and cut that score down. They don't want to give up 4 points. They need to hit. It looks like they're lining up to hit maybe that, or maybe just a draw down to that yellow rock that's touching the red 4-foot circle. If you're not familiar with curling, the houses are the targets that they're shooting at. They are 12 feet across. That blue ring is 12 feet across. The white ring is 8 feet across, and the center red ring is 4 feet across. So you'll sometimes hear us call them the 12-foot, 8-foot, and 4-foot circles.
Right.
In our club, they're uniformly red, white, and then blue, but not every club you go to. Some of the clubs have different colors or alternate them in different patterns.
Sheet B trying to get something out of this.
Sheet C, last rock coming down.
Rock.
Can they hit one out and prevent the big score?
So one of the issues with having a rock in the back of the house, if you look on sheet B, they've got 2 rocks in the back, and they are scoring rocks.
So
However,
on sheet C, it looks like the red rock did stick around to cut out that back one, but it looks like Carlson does steal 2 points in the second end.
so on sheet B, you can see these 2 rocks are past the center line,
yes.
which is not ideal. Easier for the other team to hit those rocks back out of the house. And so sometimes you're trying to get your initial rocks out in front, which we would call a guard, or just in the house. So just like this right here, trying to hit that yellow rock out, and Team Stilp does that. Easier to clear the house when the rocks are in the back. But getting what you call guard weight, it's really tricky. It's a hard thing to do.
And because the ice is constantly changing as you play the game, that's part of the game, is to adapt and learn to adapt your throws as the game goes on. So no guards in play yet on sheet B. Sheet C is about to get underway with their lead's first throw. If you're watching sheet D, Philly Dream Team already has a nice center line guard and a draw behind it. Philly Dream Team stole 2 points in the last end. Red had hammer, but yellow scored the 2 anyway.
Swooping really, really hard over here on sheet B. I think they were trying to get it to
overswept it a little bit.
I think they were trying
They're
to get
trying to get the
red.
hit.
Yeah.
They're trying to get just the lightweight hit to tap it out and missed. While these teams are throwing their lead rocks, trying to put up guards, another question from the chat. I've been told the rocks are not sliding on the ice directly. Can you speak to that? Well, they are sliding on the ice, but our ice is not flat. Curling ice, we put down what we call a pebble, and we have a little device, a little wand that shoots water out, and it sprinkles the ice with little droplets of water all over. And then we run device where we run the scraper or a nipper that cuts all of those little droplets down to little plateaus that are all exactly the same height. The bottom, so the ice surface itself is not flat. It's got all these little droplets all over it, almost like when your skin gets goosebumps. The bottom of the rock also is not flat. The bottom of the rock is concave, so there's just one ring of the rock that's in contact with the ice. So the fact that the bottom of the rock isn't flat and the ice isn't flat means you don't get like a vacuum between them. It helps the rock really slide further.
So if there's no droplets of water on the ice, beads, the rocks actually will not move. They won't travel. We
tried that one day. I came to a clinic one day that we were running, and they put no pebble, no little bumps on one of the sheets, and let us try and throw the rocks. And we threw with our normal delivery that we would ordinarily throw the rock, and those rocks went about maybe 15, 20 feet. The rocks, by having this pebbled surface and the rocks being concave, less points of contact, and you get a nice little air gap between the little bumps on the ice, and that reduces the friction and lets the rocks slide a lot further. And so these rocks, they're between 42 to 44 pounds of granite, but it really doesn't take that much force to push the rock. Just to get a guard, you can almost fall forward out of the hack and let go, and that rock will get down there to the other end.
Also, the 2 types of granite that we were able to watch a video, see how these are made. They're only made overseas, right?
All
So
the rocks, all curling rocks in the whole world come from a single quarry on an island in Scotland. And that ensures that all the rocks have very consistent composition and density. So there are slight differences from rock to rock. There's 2 companies that make the rocks, so the shape can be slightly different, but they all play the same. You get slight differences between rocks.
And preferences.
And people will develop preferences for certain rocks or think that certain rocks curl more or slower or faster than other rocks. Just little tiny differences because they could be off by a pound or the bottom could be shaped a little different.
Someone was asking me if people bring their rocks back and forth like bowling balls. And
in the old days, they used to.
Yeah.
You go back a long time ago in Canada. Yes, people used to bring their own personal rocks to the rink, but now clubs own their own rocks.
All right, gets a nice bump out of the house over here on Team Davis on sheet B.
That's Jeremy.
That's what they wanted.
So right now on sheet B, Davis has 1 rock counting in the back of the house. That red rock at the back, it's still in bounds because it's not fully past the back line, but it doesn't look from our angle like it's touching the house, so it's not going to count for scoring. But they do leave it back there because you could send a rock down and just freeze right on top of it, and then your rock would be counting. Sometimes you want to leave those rocks in the back. We call them catchers because they can prevent one of your later draws from sliding through. Not a bad strategy when you have no guards in play to hide behind. Maybe leave some catchers to draw into instead.
So it looks like they're going to go on sheet B. They're going to try and bump that yellow back out.
Try and take that yellow that they just threw right out.
Wow, hard hit, too.
Hit on the nose, so the shooter stays in the rings and counts. Looks like they're probably just going to trade hits the rest of the end.
Oh, we've played these hit-for-hit games.
Yes. And when you're up big, that's a decent strategy because if you just go hit, hit, hit and trade hits, you can limit the other team to only scoring 1 when you have a big lead. So it looks like that's what Team Stilp is content to do here.
So you hear them yelling yes, and it's
Sheet C.
Saying yes, sweep.
Sweeping Angels trying to get their rock to the house, trying to get 1 in the rings. Not enough to outcount that yellow rock, but they do have something scoring.
So as far as yelling sweep on, off, every skip is going to have a different way of communicating that. You really have to develop your communication strategies on your team.
Teams have to communicate well.
Have to, and you will hear them yelling different things. It is a big space. You have to be loud, and there are multiple games going on in the same space. They might look like...
You have to recognize your own skip's voice and not sweep because somebody 2 sheets over yelled sweep.
That has happened.
That has happened to me often.
Yeah, me too.
It's also often followed up with, Mike, stop sweeping.
And it really does affect the rock if you keep sweeping and they need you to stop it. So they're watching the line. The skip is watching the line of that rock coming down. There are things they can't see. They can't see how fast the rock is traveling. And so the 2 that are walking along with the rock, they're really giving information to the skip. They'll be calling out how much distance they think that rock is going to travel. And that much distance is going to affect the curl, whether it's going to slow down, whether it's headed where that skip hopes that it's going to go. And they're making an educated guess. They do have stopwatches. They can track the timing, but again, the ice is going to do different things. And so they are going to call out how far they think that rock is going to go. But then based on that information, the skip is going to call sweep because if it needs to curl, it needs to hold the line. These are all things that skip can see that the sweepers right on top of the rock cannot see. And often you will sometimes hear the person throwing the rock because they are watching the line from the opposite end. They will also be able to call sweep. And sometimes they walk with their rocks and are watching that line as well. Again, it's not a perfect science. You learn to make your best guesses.
And correct yourself as you go.
Yep. And you're not always right.
I've I've tried to call wait where they've let go of the rock, and I've said it's a guard, and then halfway down I say it's in the house, and then we get to the far hog line, and I say, nope, it's through the house.
Through the house.
And then I claim victory that I was correct, because I did at the
ultimately
last
said it
second
right.
say that it was going through the house.
See, that's exactly what I said was going to happen.
Sheet B, Stilp and Davis, this end is moving pretty fast. That's another side effect of that hit game, is that there's not a lot of strategy to think about. You're just throwing hits, and the rocks are going fast. So we're already up to Skip's rocks over here on sheet B.
All right, and that's the first of two.
Sheet D is up to Skip's rocks also. Team Casadia getting ready to throw their Skip's first rock. Casadia on sheet D has one rock counting right now. Oh, on B, Davis just misses the hit.
Just misses the hit. So when you miss the hit, you now give the other team an opportunity to put a guard to protect.
Either put a guard to protect it, or maybe put a rock on the other side of the house so that you can't hit both.
Right. That is leg bowling.
Looks like where she's holding the broom, it looks like they're going to try and put a rock in front of it, though. So probably not a guard. Probably they want this in the house so that they can try and steal 2 points.
So the broom and the position of the broom, she's going to put it where she thinks that it needs to be aimed. She keeps
she'd
moving
see
it a
the
little.
red rock just ticks off that yellow, doesn't get the clean hit. Yellow moves over a couple inches and the red rock spills out the back.
So the skip is going to put the broom where she thinks that that rock needs to be aimed. And she's also going to say how hard to throw it. And those two things combined with the way the ice is behaving will help the rock to go where she wants it to. And so she put it all the way over there on the blue, anticipating that it will curl in.
Is it
at this speed?
Make it to the house.
And it looks like she wants it to hang out right in the center.
Right down to the 4 foot. Is it going to get the button? Just touching the button. And they're all excited because there's another side game going on during today's games. Anybody who puts a rock right on the button, there's a little basket that we move from sheet to sheet. The last team that gets a rock to touch the button gets the basket on their sheet. And at some point, some random point during the game, they're going to ring a bell, and whoever has the basket at that moment is going to win a prize. So that's why they're all excited about whether it's touching the button or not. Strategy-wise, right now, it does not matter if it's touching the button, but that's for the side game that's going on.
So what is Team Davis going to do here? They're going to try, and they're going to hit that rock.
They're going to try and get the double. Plan A,
run it back.
Plan A has to be the double. Hit the first one hard, run it back, hit the back one, hit that back left one also, and spill both out.
Good plan B is that it
Plan
hangs
B
around.
is you have to hit the front one and stick around. But Team Stilp does have hammer, meaning they're going to get the last shot this time.
They do want it to be right on the nose, right? If they want it to hang out.
They want it to be right on the nose to keep their keep the yellow shooter in the house.
They're yelling sweep.
Here it comes. They're yelling for the sweep, trying to keep it straight, right on the nose. Oh, missed the double, but they do get that top rock out, and their shooter does stick around. And they are clearing the rocks. Did I mess up who had hammer?
Yes. I think Team Yellow had hammer on that.
No, Davis had hammer. Okay, so he gets one. Well. So they'll move to the fourth end. Davis scores one by getting his rock to stick around.
Yeah, so the scoring is, if you can see in the back, the scoring is different than baseball. And so it's...
I explain to people that it's like a baseball scoreboard turned inside out.
It's inside out, right? And so you're looking at the numbers across the center as the number of points. And so across the middle, both teams are sharing the numbers in the middle as to how many points. And so if you look on the bottom, the yellow team, for example, on sheet B, there's a 3 under a 2, which says that they have 2 points as of the end of end 3. And if you look on the top, that means that the red team has 5 points as of the end of 2. And so it is 5-2, and it became that score for yellow as of the end of the 3rd end, and 5 for red as of the end of 2. So it's totally reversed. You would think that the outer numbers are their scores, but really it is the inner ribbon that is the score. The outer ribbon tells you when they got those points.
On sheet C, we're up to Skip's rocks. Sweeping Angels, Skip. Trey throwing his first rock number 7. And looks like Carlson has the first 2 rocks at the top of the house that are the counters right now. Trey's going to try and get at least one of those rocks out. Sweeping hard, try and, you can sweep the other side of the rock like that. If you sweep the side of the rock that's you're curling away from, you can try and curl it a little bit more instead of keeping it straight, and that's what the sweeper Corinne was trying to do on that shot, and she got it just enough. Kicked that yellow rock back, but it looks like it's still the first rock closest to the button, but now that new red rock is second closest, so Team Carlson is going to go right after that.
Looks like Davis is trying to get one right into the house here, just past the red guard.
Past the guard and behind it.
It's a great shot.
It's going to slide just to the tee line. Very nice shot behind the guard. So we did have a question in the chat. Why bother with guards if you score more points by having rocks in the house?
That's like chess, right?
Yes. So yeah, think of your guards as like pawns. You do want to use them. You put your guards up. Usually you have your first player, your lead, throw a couple guards up. And then because all the rocks curl, you can hook rocks around behind them to hide. And then you can use those guards later in the end to protect the rocks so the other team can't hit your rocks out as easily. We haven't seen a lot of guards in these games. Teams are playing pretty aggressive for the most part, putting rocks in the house right away.
Guards are really helpful when you're both defending your rock and preventing the other team from having the line that they want to get their rock to the house. Sometimes you can have a whole wall of guards that is preventing the other team from getting an easy shot. We've seen some really impressive and strategic walls that have been built, and it makes the job really difficult for.
So if you can see on sheet C, there is a yellow guard at the very bottom of the screen on sheet C.
Can you circle that?
And
way down there.
I lost my telestrator screen.
It looks farther away maybe to you, but from the throwing perspective, it is right in the way of the stones that they, so those are the
So because that guard is there, that makes the direct hit on those rocks on the left side of the ice a much harder shot. So you put those guards up in the beginning of the end, and then you work around them later in the end to try and protect your scoring stones. I mean, we saw on the last end on sheet B where neither team had any guards up, and it was just hit, and it makes it very hard to score multiple. And indeed, in the end, Team Davis was only able to score 1 point. If you want to score more than 1 point, you really need some guards to hide behind.
So you know, the Skip's always thinking multiple plays ahead. So they are thinking about the strategy and what they're trying to do. They are not always.
Last rock on sheet C for Sweeping Angels does not make it.
But they're always several moves ahead. The Skip is trying to create strategy, create pathways that are maybe more difficult for the other team to get their shots. Doesn't always work out the way they want, and so they have to change their strategies. Another thing you're going to see these the sweepers walking with the rock. So as I said earlier, one of the things that the sweepers are doing, they're trying to gauge the speed of that rock. Very hard to see looking directly down onto the rock. how fast it's traveling. You get kind of an idea, but really it's in your body and the speed that you're walking with that rock. And so if you are kind of running after it, you know that that is a heavier rock. It's traveling faster. And if you're just strolling along, you probably have a good guard or maybe something just in the house on the tee line. But it's the pace that you're walking really that gives you the most information. And that's why you see them, even if they're not sweeping, they are walking with the rock, trying to assess if it's slowing down. We've got a really hard sweep happening over here on sheet B. They're trying to get the hit. And
Just got it.
They get it.
So yellow's still sitting 1. Right behind that, really behind two guards.
Yeah, 2 guards.
Because there's a yellow guard high, and this red one, technically not a guard because it's touching the house, but it is acting as a guard.
Protecting the yellow.
Protecting the yellow, although because that one's red, the red team could hit their own red rock. And then hit it back into the yellow is the danger. It's always dangerous to use the other team's rocks as your guards because they can run them back on you like that.
It looks like here she's actually trying to go around her red.
Yeah, she's trying to put another rock in the house.
She might want to just nose that yellow out if she can.
Or just come down and freeze right to it.
Yeah, she'll take it if it just goes right there. Look at that shot.
Right over the button, touching the button, very nice. And frozen to that yellow. That's going to make it hard for Davis to.
And she calls for the prize basket.
They call for the button basket.
We would like it to be with us. Thank you very much, Vanna. Priorities, the prize basket.
Yes. But because those rocks are touching each other, Davis is going to try and hit that red one out anyway, but because they're touching now, there's a danger that when he hits the red, it's going to pop his own yellow out to the side also.
That's Jeremy.
Yep, Jeremy Steele up to throw Vice rocks for Team Davis. Here comes the hit. That's a really fast rock. That's moving towards us fast. They're sweeping to try and hold the line, get it around that red guard. And got it.
Got it.
But like I said, because those 2 rocks were frozen to each other, it also pops the yellow rock out to the side. So no rocks left in the house, although it looks like the yellow rock did stay in bounds.
Do have one. They have the red.
One red rock, but no yellow rocks in the house now. The yellow rock did stay in bounds, way off to the side.
How's our sheet D?
You can't even see it on the overhead view, but you can see it on the side view. It's still over there in bounds.
Oh, I see it. How's our sheet D?
Good. Sheet D, Philly Dream Team has scored again in the 3rd end. They've already got 2 rocks in the house behind a pile of guards. There's 3 guards up there. If you're asking about why guards, this is why guards. They throw their right into the guard pile. Oh, and they chip one of the guards back into the house. But that does open up the path. There's now a hit path available for red to throw against those 2 yellows in the center of the house on their next turn. But Philly's up now. Yellow rock coming up next. Vice's rocks. Looks like they're going to try and either put another guard up or try and put one in the house, protecting those 2 that they have in the red 4-foot circle. Sheet B. Next Vice rocks. Drawing against a mostly empty house, not entirely empty. Looks like they're going to try and get a rock into the circles behind cover.
Looks a little heavy.
Looks like it's coming in a little heavy. Nobody's sweeping it. That's going to slide the whole way through.
And that's hard. You know, he just threw that really big hit.
It is hard psychologically to come down after you've thrown a big hit, to come back and throw a gentle weight one that's going to land in the house.
Very
That's
difficult.
hard psychologically to bring your body weight down and not throw it as hard the second time. On sheet C, Sweeping Angels put a rock into the house, into the 8-foot on the right side. Yellow still got shot rock, but Sweeping Angels in red have the next 2 rocks counting. No guards in play on sheet C again. Oh, on sheet D, just tipped the guard. That guard prevented the hit again. Red rock out of play on the side. So Philly still has 3 rocks in the house on sheet D. Once again, depending on which video stream you're watching, we do have 2 video streams running today. We have one that's showing sheets B and C, and we have one that's showing sheets C and D. But we only have one audio feed.
So one thing you can do, once the rock, you may notice at home that as the rock passes the T line in the center, if the opponent's rock passes that line, you are allowed to encourage their rock to continue to leave the house. You're not allowed to sweep their rock to try and get it out of the house until it crosses the center.
That's called the T line, that horizontal line that runs right through the center of the house.
So you might have just seen Team Davis sweeping a rock in the back of the house, trying to get it out once it had passed that T line. And it does help to get that rock out.
And only one player from the team is allowed to sweep once the rocks are past the T line. On sheet D, Philly Dream Team has put another rock into the house.
Okay, Team Davis trying to do a similar shot. Looks like it's a little lighter this time than the one coming in.
Skips rocks.
Not going to touch it. They want it to slow down and come right into the center.
They want it to stop, but again.
Oh, again,
Stilp
just
is going to
a
try
little
and sweep
heavy.
it.
And there she
It
goes.
has a chance to stay, though.
She can sweep it out.
It is going to stay. It is still in play at the back of the house there. Can't see it on the overhead view because people are in the way, but there it is. So right now on there, that's rock 1, and this yellow back here is 2, and this red back here is 3. Although I can't tell from this angle if that red is touching. It looks like it might be. It looks like it might just be barely touching, but we can't really tell from this camera angle.
You really need to be standing. Even if you're standing right over it sometimes, it's hard to tell. Right here on sheet C. Got a lot of rocks in the house over here on sheet C.
And no guards to hide behind.
Again. So it looks like they're going to go for these rocks in the back of the house. He's going to try and get it to freeze right to the red in the center.
Don't think it has enough on it to get the whole way back there, but it's going to stop in the house, and it's going to block. Oh, it is. They swept it much further than I thought they could. Good sweep. So because they have no guards, they do have this pile of rocks at the back that act as catchers. If you try and do a hit, you've got to pop it out to the side. You can't hit it straight back. On C. On sheet B, they're taking a look at the rocks, trying to determine which one is counting second. They know they need to hit this center red rock out, though.
So if you're just joining us, this is about halfway through the 1 o'clock game here at the Potomac Curling Junior Bonspiel. This is day 2. We have 2 games that we are commentating on, and then a second game that our voices are commentating, but we are not actually.
Yes. If you're watching the game on sheet D, you're going to hear us talking about sheets B and C a lot because we only have one audio feed.
One audio feed. So we're commenting on B and C. C is also part of D. So if you're watching C and D, you'll hear us talking a lot about B. And if you wanted to switch to that feed, you could.
We do have, there's 2 live streams running on YouTube right now. You can watch either one, and you'll hear us either way. And if you joined us late, I'm Mike Steele.
I'm Laura Weiss.
And we're at the Potomac Curling Club in Laurel, Maryland.
Yesterday, we didn't tell them our names for a while. We were mystery. They pay us a lot of money, so I'm hoping for a raise after this.
We're getting paid in free food. Cookies.
Oh, God, so many cookies.
Yes, people really, really contributed to the baked goods and the soups today. Lots of members at Potomac contributing to that.
Potomac is known for having awesome food in their Bonspiels.
Yes.
Today was no exception. Had a wide variety of delicious foods. And later's taco bar later.
I think it's taco bar tonight for dinner. Over on sheet C, there are a whole lot of rocks in play in the house.
Yeah, in the house.
No guards. Nothing
Still.
to hide behind. But those catching rocks at the back are preventing a lot of easy hits. Sheet D has a more conventional looking thing with a couple guards. Looks like they're trying to score, trying to decide which rock's closer now. It's definitely, they're asking for a measure on sheet D. So on sheet D, if you're watching right now, yellow definitely has those 3 in the center counting, and it's just a question of whether yellow has 4 or if red has that 4th one.
Right, this is the final rock, the skip on Team Red in sheet B.
Coming down, she's got 2 rocks counting right now. She's trying to get a 3rd to stop in the house.
It's a little fast. Looks like he's going to try
and sweep it hard, but not enough to get it out the back.
So
looks like it's going to be 3 for
Stilp.
Stilp.
So the measuring device that is coming out, if you're watching sheet D, it's a really neat thing. They are measuring the distance. Don't often get to bring it out, but when they do, everybody's excited. So they are going to put it in the center. They put the point right in the center. You can't see it at home, but there is a hole.
It's a little
in the
brass
ice.
pin, copper pin in the middle of the ice, right on the center.
So if you're watching D, he's put that in, and what they're doing is they're measuring to see which rock is closer using that center. So he'll go around and measure which rock is closest.
And if you're watching our other feed, you don't know what we're talking about.
But that's okay.
Sweeping Angels throw a hit down. They do not chip any of the yellow rocks out, though. I think they chip their own out the back.
On D, he's got his measurement for the yellow rock, and it looks as though the yellow is closer. So really neat thing they have is a tool. Any team can call for a measurement if it's unclear who is closest. So we're back on sheet B and C. Looks like
sheet B throwing their lead rocks now, trying to get a couple guards up for this end.
So the lead throws the first 2. You alternate. Team Red, Team Yellow. They throw their first 2 rocks, and usually the first 2 rocks you want to throw are, as we were talking about, a guard. You want something to be out in the front or right inside of the house, which is what she just threw. And so then her second rock will most likely...
Did slip into the house, though, so it's not a true guard. And
no.
Davis is allowed to hit it if they want to.
I would anticipate that the next rock that Red throws would be, if it isn't chipped out now, a guard to try and protect that rock.
Davis is going to try and put a yellow rock in behind that red and go to attack the house right away. So
you can see his arm. He put his arm out to the side because he wants the rock to curl a certain direction. So for those that are watching at home, there is a handle on the rock, and you are able to spin the rock clockwise or counterclockwise. And so the skip will put their arm out, and that is indicating to the person throwing what they'd like that rock to do. She just, on sheet B, swung her broom around like a hit. She wants to take that rock out. So she is using her broom to indicate the throw that she's looking for. So this probably will not curl a lot. If she throws it hard, it'll curl more. If she...
Where she's put the broom, though, that's calling for a guard or a draw.
She did a hit.
No,
so
I think she's showing which way she wants it to curl.
She wants to go around. So,
yeah, she
like
wants
I was
to go
saying,
around it.
So the handle that she
Now she's
currently
moved
has
over
is
the
a
stand where
clockwise
she wants
handle,
it to
so it's
land.
spinning around. She wanted it to go behind. And a good plan B would be a guard out in front of her own rock.
Over on sheet D, they've decided to shake hands and end the game early. Philly Dream Team picks up the win. Sheet C, a whole lot of rocks still in the house. But even though there's all those rocks in the house, the score right now really only yellow 2 because red has that third rock at the bottom of the screen, third closest. And they're trying to put another one right into the center now.
It's going to go. I think it's going to sit right there, right where she wants it almost. Oh, just shy.
Not quite, just shy. Still yellow 2, but we're still only on the... We're just now up to skipped rocks, so there's still a couple of rocks left to throw. Each team still has 2 rocks to throw, so there's a lot that could happen to those rocks in the center of the house before this end is over.
Different teams are put together both in-house and out-of-house. They could pick their names ahead of time. Sometimes it's just the last name of the one of the team players. And Sweeping Angels, sheet C, hoping they can get one a little bit closer. In sheet B, they bump their rock back, which is maybe a little bit harder of a hit than they wanted, but at least it's still a good guard out in front of their rock, protecting it. And still almost just shy of an hour left to play, or the 8 ends. So if you look on sheet C, they're at the end of 4, so they're halfway. And that's about right with timing because they have 2 hours and 10 minutes to play. Little faster over here on sheet B. They did have less guard, so again, there was less strategy and maneuvering going on. Then sheet C.
This time Davis has a guard, though. They're going to
There we
try
go.
and get the hit. They're going to push it back. Didn't quite push it back enough, but that yellow rock sticks around at the top of the house, so it's the second rock closest to the stone at the moment, so Team Stilp is going to try and hit it, I think.
Now, for some of you that watched last night, we did have our developmental group, our youngest group. They are up to ages 11, 12, up to 12.
The youngest group is up to 12. We do have a developmental pool this weekend. None of them are playing right now. Those are beginner players. They formed some teams, late elementary school, early middle school ages. We're watching 2 games, all juniors, and these 2 games, all ages 12 and up.
So all of these players have played in previous.
Yes, they've all played multiple Bonspiels before, I think.
Last night's developmental lead, they were the last ones to come off. They had the least amount of ends to play, but they had the most enthusiasm.
Yes, they had a lot of enthusiasm.
They could also have been very cold. Unlike our teenagers wearing shorts, they were bundled up in their winter coats.
Yes, teenagers are not affected by the cold at all.
And it's cold in there. What temperature is it in there?
It is pretty consistently 40 degrees in there in the ice house.
But you get hot.
We keep the ice. We keep the ice itself about I think 22 degrees or so, but the air temperature in there is generally around 40 degrees, and we try and keep it very low humidity too. We have dehumidifiers running constantly around the clock. You don't want humidity on the ice because then that can lead to frost forming, and frost slows rocks down.
And it is loud in there. You're not able to really get the full experience of the sound, but with the rocks throwing and the yelling of the teammates, it is really hard to hear from one end to the other what your teammates are saying. And so there are lots of signals, body language, develop good communication strategies to help to communicate what you want people to do. But it definitely makes a nice, loud, roaring sound when they throw those 40-pound rocks down to the other end, especially when you have 4 games going on at once. It can be really loud in there. So here we are at the end of 4 on sheet C. Got our skips rocks. We've got
Yep, we're up to the last rock, I think, for Henrik Carlson.
Eric, and they've I mean, they're sitting 2, so what would you do?
They're sitting 2. They do not have hammer. They will not have the last shot. I would either try and put another rock into that red 4-foot ring, or I'd try and put a guard higher up to block Red's draw path, so that make it harder for Red to get one down in there.
So what is he going to do? It looks like he might try to draw in.
I think he's.
I don't think this.
They're sweeping hard. Guard. It may be a little bit light.
It's going to make it, though. Vice is indicating
with the broom that he wants it in the 8-foot.
It'll make it. Yep. Oh, it's good sweeping. They moved it a lot farther than I thought.
So that's going to block the draw path. That's going to block the easy draw. It doesn't count for scoring, but it makes it very hard to draw in. So now Red's got a choice. They can try and hit that yellow on the side and stick around and maybe get one.
Which one? Which one do you think they're going to try? The one on the top,
That's right.
yes?
I have a telestrator.
I know. It's so fancy. You can do fancy things.
Yes, so he's holding the broom out here to the side. They're going to aim for that little bit of curl. They're going to try and hit right there and maybe roll, and then they're going to try and get their shooter to roll a little bit inside to maybe get 1 point.
So that's a plan A.
Or
roll back and hit the other yellow out.
Yes, the other good plan is to come in, hit this yellow, have the yellow hit that, and have that yellow pop that way and the shooter pop that way. And then you'd get possibly score 2. So let's see what happens. Here comes the rock. They're calling to sweep for line. It's narrow.
It's narrow.
They also have a chance if they hit their own. Nope, it's gone way, way to the side. So it looks like it's going to be
2
yellow.
2
for yellow.
All right. So up to sheet B, we've got our skips rocks now on sheet B. And
I think on sheet C, they're all standing around talking about whether they want to continue or shake hands.
They have a little less than an hour to play. It's a lot of points to make up in that hour.
Sheet B.
Sometimes
Vice skips rocks on sheet B now.
Sometimes they want to play anyway because it's really fun practice and they get to know each other. They get to try some things, and they've already determined a winner. We saw that yesterday. They kept playing.
Red's got experience. Team Stilp has 3 rocks in the house. Still Team Stilp, but they've switched out players for practice. Freya Stilp, the skip, is not playing in this game right now.
And looks like they're going to try and just play off that yellow. So a question from the room was, are there referees? There are not referees.
It is self-refereed.
It is a self-referee. Sometimes you
will...
Up
to the teams to have good sportsmanship to call their own violations.
Right. It's an agreement on the rules. And if there's a question about the rules, they can consult Curling Handbook, typically the Canadian Handbook.
World Curling Federation rules are what we follow.
Federation rules. And there are some older members in the club. They can ask questions. And
if you watch games at like the national level, I know U.S. Olympic trials are coming up, There's some other big international Bonspiels coming up. They will have umpires who sit behind the ice, and they are there. The teams can call them in to ask for their opinion if they're not sure what happened or what the rule is. But generally, the umpiring is passive in curling, and it's only if the skips ask for a ruling will they step in.
And in this case, you know, people are coming from all over. They just pay attention to the different Bonspiels that are posted, and it's actually it's a really great way to meet new people, get to know, especially for these juniors. You know, they get to meet other kids from other states, and it's
we have
really
teams,
fun event.
We have players here from the East Coast. Other East Coast clubs come to this Bonspiel. They're going to have a party tonight after that 5 o'clock game's over. They're going to have a raffle for all the prizes that members here donated. I think they've got a taco bar. They're going to play a game we call nuclear curling at the end, which is just chaos.
You got to tell them.
I don't understand the rules myself. I've watched it and I still don't understand. But they have players on all 4 sheets, and you can aim at all 4 houses at the other end.
That's great.
And you knock each other out, and it gets down to, I watched it last year, it was down to 2 players, one on sheet B, one on sheet D, and they're both shooting at a rock on sheet A. It's just, awesome. The kids love it. It's so much fun.
The parents are probably exhausted.
The parents are bewildered about what's going on out there.
Tired
there's like 3 adults in this club who understand the rules who can go out and officiate it.
Yeah, and really, I mean, almost all the way up to the Olympic level, right? So it's about an agreement from the players. It's a really wonderful communal sport. And anybody can play. Anybody can get started. We have a lot of opportunities if you're watching at home and this is something that interests you. Potomac Curling has a lot of opportunities for you to
If you're in the Maryland, D.C., Northern Virginia area, curldc.org. You can see all of our opportunities. If you're a fan of one of these other clubs, look up their club website. Almost every club has occasional Learn to Curl nights or beginner days or open houses. Curling's really growing in the U.S. A lot of clubs are putting a lot of effort into bringing in new members. So look at your local curling club's website. I bet they have some sort of program to teach new players coming up sometime this winter.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's a really fun way to get active again, because I know post-pandemic we've had a lot of adults that have joined that were looking for something, a good way
People
to
like me.
Get involved.
You can pick this. These kids, some of them started at age 6 learning to play.
If you can do it, Mike.
I started at age 46. You can start at almost any age.
You can start at any age, and the way that they put teams together is really based on how many years you've been doing it. So different competitions are for people who've done it for 5 years or less. And there are fresh, brand new leagues you can join where you've come 2 times. We'll put you on a team and get you playing.
Over on sheet B, Jack Davis put his last rock right in the 4-foot circle to score 1. Very nice, precise draw to stop Team Stilp from stealing more points on the board. Team Stilp with a big lead, but Team Davis not going away. They're still putting up a point. They've traded back and forth, having hammer and scoring points, but Davis is scoring 1 point each time, and Team Stilp is scoring multiples when they have their shot.
So we have on sheet C, Corinne. Looks like she's gonna.
Carlson has 1 in the house. A couple guards this time.
Looks like she's gonna try and draw that in behind the guards.
That rock's gonna, because there's guards there, you can, and the rock curls as it comes down the sheet. They're gonna try and get it to curl around. It's gonna come up a little bit short though.
Another, and this is a good example of a wall of guards.
Yes, last end, this sheet
They
had
had none.
0 guards. Now they've got a whole wall of them to try and get rocks through those holes and behind undercover. Team Carlson's going to just try and take out their guard. Take that red guard out again. They don't want the guard there.
So you can hit the other team's guards. You can hit your own guards.
After the 5th rock of the end,
you can hit anything.
All guards are fair game.
And sometimes that is a strategy, to get your own guards out of the way to try and free up a lane if it's not working to your
advantage. Hit your own guards and tap them up and promote them into the house to score. That's another strategy you can use when you have a lot of guards out front.
Sheet B. First lead rocks for Team Stilp coming out on sheet B. Looks like she's... No, it looks like that. Is that yellow on the center line? Try and
hard to tell from our angle.
Looks
like from our angle there's a little bit of ice.
Whoa. Yeah. Try to get that one in the house.
They may have just tapped that yellow over to the center line.
I think they did. It looks like it's across center.
That red rock is in the house now. Let's see what Davis does. Sometimes you want to put up a second guard. Sometimes you just want to come around and put one in the house right away.
Got a curl if it's gonna.
Wall of guards continues to build on sheet C. Sweeping Angels should have hammer. They probably want to open. They're building all those guards on the side because some of their draws have come up short and ended up as guards instead of in the house.
So it looks like on sheet B, she's gonna try to draw behind these guards.
Looks like she's going to try and put one where she's got her broom. They're going to aim at the broom, and it's going to curl over to the side. It looks like they're trying to put a rock on the other side of the house. Throwers give the rock a little twist just as they release. That's what sets it spinning, and the spinning motion makes it curl like a curveball in baseball.
Looks like she really wants to get that in the house.
So they're going to try and curl
hard.
it. It's going to. She started off throwing it off to the right, and it's going to curl back to the left. Can they get it down to the house? It's going to be close.
Just missed it. I think it's
great
shy.
Sweeping effort, but just comes up an inch short, 2 inches short maybe. So now Team Davis has a choice. Do they want to try and put it on in the house again? And if so, which side? They've got guards, multiple guards to work with now.
So sheet C, Sweeping Angels took out 2 guards.
They just threw a rocket up the middle and
opened
took
up the
a bunch
right
of guards.
side.
Now all those guards have moved over to the left side of the ice. That clears up. Team Carlson's going to try and beat them to it.
I think, yeah.
They're going to try and put their own rock back in the house behind all those guards now that that right side of the ice is open.
So best case scenario, it's in the house, and good plan B is it's another guard, right, to block the Sweeping Angels.
Yeah, plan B would be a guard. Plan A is to get another rock in the house. Nobody's sweeping, so
it looks like
they're happy with the weight.
And
you can see it just in the last 10 feet, it really breaks to the left.
Ooh, very nice.
Just behind the tee line, but it's behind that whole pile of guards. It's going to be very hard to hit out of there. But if you're Sweeping Angels, if you're red, you can try and throw the exact same shot to the exact same spot. Yep. Just follow that same path down the ice.
Sheet B looks like she's going to try and have one sneak right past these yellow guards. Can she get it? No, just a little bit Off, but she got it in the house.
It's in the house. It's counting. Not undercover. It's open for if they want to try and hit it.
So what would you do? Would you try to hit it?
I would try and hit it just to the side so the red rock.
So
hey, I have a telestrator.
Yeah, yeah.
I keep forgetting I have this.
You do. It's so fancy. So you can.
So if you hit with the yellow rock,
yeah.
you hit just on the side.
Yep.
Yellow rock spills under, red rock pops out to the side, and hopefully you get a yellow rock here under these guards.
Let's see what he does. Maybe you could leave that up there and see if. Oh, it's gone. Let's see if he gets it. Looks like that's what he's trying to do.
That's what they're trying. Let's see if they get it.
Can he get it? It's got a curl. It's coming over. Oh, just a little too on it.
They hit it just enough to pop the red out the back. That cuts it down to red having one rock in the house.
I appreciate a good plan B, C, and D.
Yes. Looks like Team Stilp is just going to try and draw through that hole and put another rock behind all the guards.
You hear her calling 4, 5, 5, 6. That is how far she thinks that rock is going to travel. 4. It's right in the 4 foot.
A call of 4 would be. Call of 4 would be top 12.
She got it.
She got it into the house, blocks the draw path.
There it is.
Counting 2 right now. So when they're calling 1, 2, 3, 4 up through 10.
Can you show with the lines where that is?
Yeah. So the 1, 2, 3 is a guard. This is about a 1, 2 in the middle. 3 is a tight guard. It's 4, 5, 6. T-line is 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, really?
Those are the standard distances that they're calling out when they're saying, I think it's going to be a 3 or a 4.
Looks like
that's what that means.
Jeremy's trying to get the red.
I'll leave that
right
up there. We'll
4. See if he can get it.
See if he gets it down there.
And
he gets the hits, rolls behind the guards, and they're going to push that red rock out the back.
Jeremy, good job.
Nice hit. That wasn't a really heavyweight hit. That was kind of a softer hit. And what that means is you want to throw the softer hit there because then the shooter rock stays in play. If you throw it really hard, that shooter rock's going to pop out the side also.
It's also nice because it rolled behind.
It rolled behind cover, makes it really hard for them to hit. There's still a draw path that Team Stilp can use to get another rock in the house. But right now, that yellow rock that was just thrown is the rock that's counting for the score. Here comes red shot. Looks like a hit weight. They're sweeping for the line to keep it straight.
And they hit both. Oh, almost. It still hung around.
It hung around, but they pushed it out further, so it's red is counting. Red's closest to the button again.
All right, so second shot for Yellow's Vice. And over on sheet C, a wall of guards.
There's just not even a wall. It's like a cloud now. It's a cloud of guards, a cloud of granite hovering over the top of the house.
Oh, but he gets one in
Carlson gets one around the cloud. It's not behind the cloud, though. They can hit it.
It is
and
really
what you would want to do here, you would want to hit it on the side so that your shooter rock rolls under to the center.
Oh, so over here.
So yellow pops out.
Sheet B just rolled in for 1.
Yep.
So now
we've got another nice throw for Jeremy.
Not to be biased.
Not to be biased.
So the last throw for the vice. So there are 4 positions that people play. The lead plays the first 2 stones on every team. Then your second comes after that, and then your vice. And your vice always throws third. They will then, once they finish their 2 shots, they will come and switch places with the skip. The skip who has been standing at the end, indicating where they want those shots to go so that the skip can take the final 2 shots, which are definitely the most stressful 2 shots of any game.
Yes.
Although I will say for myself, it is very difficult to throw lead because you have the stress of throwing guards.
When you throw first, you don't know what the speed of the ice is going to do either.
And you have to throw guards.
Oh, very nice hit for Team Stilp.
But
they hit the side of theirs, knock the yellow off the side. And does it spill out the side? It does spill out the side.
So it's still yellow.
So yellow's still closest to the button. They've got that one right on the tee line and the left side fully in the white 8-foot circle.
So we've got over on sheet C, conversation. Are they going to play again? They're going to end on a handshake. It is a very large point spread.
Over on B, Team Davis.
And it looks like they are going to play again on sheet C.
Sometimes you do, even if the score's out of hand. If you don't keep playing, then you got to kick all the rocks back with your feet, and that's no fun. It's more fun to just throw the rocks back.
That's right. Plus, how often do you get to throw rocks, right? It's the best.
It's more practice time.
Yeah. All right, so the first of the 2
first skips rock. He's trying to draw another. He's trying to draw to the other side of the house. If you can get a rock on both sides of the house, then the other team has to choose which one they're going to go at. If both of your rocks end up on the same side of the house, they could hit them both and double them out.
Down? It is
slowing
down. Oh,
they're going to try and sweep it through, but I think it's going to stick around.
Not enough.
Not enough. It's not. It's still in the house, but it does not outcount those 2 reds.
So now we have that.
So now it looks like red Team Stilp is going to try and do the exact same thing with a little less weight and get theirs to stay higher up.
Got a lot of spin on that rock over on sheet C.
Yeah, they're just having fun now on sheet C. That shot is called a spinner. You put as much spin on it as you can just to see how many times you can get the rock to spin around on its way down the ice. There are cases that we've seen that played in big competitions.
Oh, really?
If you spin it that much, when it makes contact with another rock on a hit, you get almost a gear effect, and it can bounce in funny ways. It really, if you watched it come down, if you're watching sheet C, it really took like a J hook almost at the very end.
So the actual ideal rotation is what, 3.5?
In actuality, most of these draw shots, you want about 3 to 5 rotations coming down the ice. So the spinner is kind of a special, almost like a trick shot.
Really smooth shot over here by Freya on sheet B to just tap that yellow back.
Stilp
just
tips back. It's
just skirted back past their guard.
So now it looks like red's sitting 3 rocks right now. Team Davis needs to draw one more into the house. Team Stilp will have the hammer. They will have the last shot of the end. So if this rock doesn't go under the guards, Team Stilp will have a chance to knock it out. That's why having hammer is such an advantage.
Hammer being the very last throw of the round.
Throwing another spinner on sheet C just for practice. This one's a little light. Might not get there.
Oh, we have got on sheet B, we've got one. They really want it to stop.
Better wait this time.
Yeah,
might stop. It's going to come to a stop right in the 4-foot circle behind the guard. Fist bumps all
right.
around for that shot.
So again, so now final rock here for sheet B. Team Stilp is going to try and.
They're probably going to try and draw right down to it and just maybe not throw a hard hit, but maybe just like a lightweight hit. You can see them putting the broom about 18 inches off to the left. That's usually signaling that they want a lighter weight hit and have their shooter rocks stick around in the house.
And again, it is a very precise measurement between.
If they make the hit, they could have 4. If they miss the hit, Davis is going to steal one.
Really, it is. You're measuring the speed as well as the curl here. It's really difficult. Team Davis definitely hoping that they do not bump their yellow out. Maybe they could keep it to 1. And sheet B is, she's got it. And yet still holds it to 1. So it's
didn't hit it very far, so they're going to score only
1.
1, even though all those red rocks are in the house. That yellow rock was the second closest, so it's 1 point for Team Stilp. Nice play for Team Davis there to hold Stilp to 1 point. That's called a force, forcing the other team to only take 1. Usually when you have hammer, you're looking to take 2 or more points because you have that last shot. So as the team without hammer, you're kind of playing defense, and it's you would think you want to score every time, but really it's a moral victory to force them to only take 1 in that situation.
I like a good moral victory. We need more of them these days, yeah?
And importantly, you force them to take 1, you get hammer to throw back the other way now.
That's right. So whichever team won that round, you will not have the final throw in the next round because you just won that round. So because of that, now Team Yellow is going to have the final throw in end 7 of 8. See if they're going to get all 8. It's, again, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes of gameplay.
They have 15 minutes left. Usually if you finish and usually at some point you have to finish the end you're on, and then you can play 1 more. So it can go over 2 hours.
They could do it. They could do it.
Well,
it's 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yes, so if they play quickly here, they can get their 8th end in. And Davis will probably need 2 more ends if he's going to score enough points to catch up here.
I mean, we've seen teams put up some really big scores in the past 2 days in 1 end, so it's definitely not over. Plenty of game time left.
We saw a team still put up 5 in the second end of this game, so it's possible.
And as we're, again, the ice is changing. Circumstances change as you're going through the game. The ice is probably faster now at this point. We get a center line guard for Team Stilp, which means that
it's a high guard, but it's on the center line, which means they can't knock that shot. They can't knock that rock off the center line. Can't even tap it off the center line. They have to go around it.
So he's calling top 12, so he wants it
He wants to go right into the house of the top 12. So there's a couple strategies when you have hammer and you're behind. You want to throw guards, but you don't want guards right in the center of the house. You want to keep the center of the house open when you have hammer. So typically you would want to put your guards off to the side. They're choosing to play aggressively and go right into the house right away. If you want to score multiple points in an end, I would say you would usually want to have a couple guards to work with, though. This one's kind of light. It may end up as a guard on the side, which would not be a terrible outcome for them.
It looks like that's exactly what they're going to have. Which is good. They were well clear of the center line. They got a guard, and
they have something to work with now to hide behind with their later rocks.
It's a good strategy. You definitely, if you want to have a lot of points, you definitely need some guards.
And Team Stilp is Going to try and peel their own guard off.
Really?
They don't want a guard at all.
Now they can do that to their own when
You
it's on
can
the
hit
center
your own
line?
rock out.
So the
when
no
you have
tip
a
rule
big
doesn't
lead,
apply?
Yeah, when you have a big lead, you don't want guards for the other team to use. So they're just going to try and get rid of their own guard.
That's interesting.
And they'll hit it on
They
the side,
did.
so both rocks peel off to the sides and leaves the house open.
Why would they want to do that?
In order for Team Davis to score a lot of points, they need a lot of guards. They need that
They need
cloud
to
of guards that we
protect.
saw on sheet C in the last end
Right.
to protect and have cover to hide under. If you're protecting a large lead, you don't want the other team to have anywhere to hide their rocks. You want to get rid of guards as soon as you can.
So their yellow then in the beginning is probably trying to put up some guards.
They would like to put up a couple guards to protect one side of the sheet or maybe both sides of the sheet. Looks like both these guards are going to end up on the same side.
But then you have some protection.
They left
for
a
one
high
of your
guard. They
guards.
left a high
That's-
guard, but they're a little bit staggered, so that covers a wider area of space behind them. Now they've got some room to work with. Looks like red is going to try and put their next rock in the house behind those guards.
And it's a little narrow.
Yeah, it's past the guard, past the. Oh, Jess tips the second
Just
guard
tipped
and
it.
spills out. It's going to stay in the house, but they wanted it to go undercover.
Yeah.
Instead, it tipped that guard and spilled to the other
Kind of
side where it's
wide
open
now for them for yellow, for Team Davis to.
So Team Davis could
He's
start
gonna go
hitting.
right for it, I think. Yeah, looks like that's what he's going to do.
He's going to come in from this side. And he's not calling for a really hard shot. He's calling for, I saw him tap his hip, which is a call for a bumper weight shot, which is a lighter weight hit. They want to hit that red out, but they want to keep their own rock from spilling out the side also.
So we were saying, just like in baseball, you know, you have to come up with communication strategies. Sometimes they will tap your ankle or hip.
If
or
you're the only
shoulder.
if you're the only team out there playing, you can yell to each other. But when there's 4 games going on and
You
everybody's
use
yelling,
signals,
you got to have some hand
and
signals.
He gets exactly
Nose
what he
hit.
wanted. Nose hits. They've got one in the house, 2 guards.
Yep. I think he wanted it to roll to the left to
Team
get
yellow
under
is,
his guards, but importantly, he gets rid of the red rock.
Looks like Davis has some good strategy happening here. So I don't think that red is going to try and put up a guard. Looks like they're going to do the same thing, just hit the yellow out. Can definitely do that. Now, will they want theirs to stick around?
They might want their rock to stick around under the guards, or they might be happy to just have their shooter rock slide out also and keep the house clean. They're protecting a big lead, so it may not matter. They're just going to hit it on the nose, knock it out the back.
It's going to be a hit game here now. So,
but a hit game does not favor Team Davis
No.
here. They need to score multiple points, and a hit game is going to lead to him scoring
that's
only
right.
one.
So he should probably draw to the center, right? Or at least the top of the house, try to get something in there behind his guards.
It looks like he's calling for another bumper weight hit. Another possibility here would be to try and freeze one, park his yellow rock right up against that red rock and make his yellow hard to remove. That's a very difficult shot to make at this level, though.
Can you
It's a
show?
shot that I call for myself all the time.
Can
and
you show
miss
me
a
what you
lot.
mean?
Well,
Show me what you mean.
Can't now. There's no rocks. No rocks in play to show.
Too late.
Well, you can see on sheet C, they just did that on sheet C. Those 2 yellow rocks on sheet C have landed right next to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, in this case, that makes it easy for red to hit them and double them out. But if they were 2 different colors, you can imagine if it was a red frozen up against a yellow,
It'd be much harder.
it would be much harder to get one of the rocks out without getting them both out. So teams
I still think you need to.
Throwing into an empty house. You're going to try and put another rock maybe out on the wing. You're going to try and sweep frantically at the end to get it to touch the paint. And they're celebrating like it does. We can't see it from this angle, but like we said, the curling rocks have a little bit of a curve on the bottom edge of them. And the camera is offset a little bit, so that rock, they're celebrating like that rock is actually touching the paint, which would count for a point if it stays there. But still a lot of rocks to throw. 4 rocks left.
At some point, we have to use that hand feature we've also discovered on here to use to. It's right there. Which rock are we talking about?
That yellow rock is going to slide. Oh, just a little too heavy back to the hack. Yeah, so.
That rock?
That rock. Just touching the house.
Whose hand is that? That's somebody's hand here at the club.
It is. On sheet C, Henrik's trying the trick shot. He slid 360 and then released the stone. This is clearly just for fun and practice now.
All right, and over on sheet B, we're down to our second of 2 vice rocks. Yep, second of 2 vice rocks. They've got nothing in the house.
Except that, yeah, that red rock.
Just touching it, right?
Just biting the edge there. Are they going to try and hit it? Nope, they're trying to draw. They're trying to draw one into the house undercover.
We just got a question from someone who is asking about their shoes. They would like to know how these shoes work. And so you might notice that one of the bottoms has more white on the bottom. And that foot, they are skating on that foot.
It's a Teflon slider. You can slide really fast on that piece of Teflon. And then you have like a rubber overshoe called a gripper that you put on top of it when you don't want to slide.
So you'll notice one foot is probably more planted, and that has the rubber grip sole, but then there is a second that is Teflon on the bottom. It's really, really slippery.
And then your other shoe just has a built-in all-the-time gripper. And like we said earlier when we were talking about how the rocks slide on the pebbled ice, the ice has little tiny bumps on it like goose bumps. The rubber grippers that they have are also not flat. They're ridged and bumpy. And the combination of the ice not being perfectly flat and the grippers not being perfectly flat does give you a little bit of traction. You can't sprint on this ice, but you can jog on it.
But they are special curling shoes. You have to special order them, and you have to take care of them. They are really unique to each individual. They are not insulated, much to my disappointment.
Some of them have some insulation.
Not enough. I'm a summer.
Not a lot. They're finally shaking hands for real on sheet C.
Oh, sheet C. They're going to end on a handshake over there. They are ending on still 13 minutes left of game time, but they can always end on a handshake and decide that they are finished playing.
B, Team Stilp has cleared all the guards now, and they knocked their first biter rock out, but they left their shooter as a new biter. So they're still got 1 rock there that's counting at the moment. If you're watching the games on sheet C and D, thanks for watching. We're going to stick with the BC field, and we're going to close out C and D.
Sorry.
We'll be back at 5 o'clock for the next draws on C and D. Actually, we have games on all 4 sheets at 5 o'clock. You can tune back in then.
You get to hear us again. such a good day for all of them.
Yeah,
Get
so
to
if
hear our voices.
If you're watching Game C and D, thanks for watching. Come back at 5 o'clock for the next draw. And if you're watching the game on Sheet B, we're going to stick with it.
So we will be back in covering games that are starting again. 5 after a brief break. Feeding a lot of hungry teenagers, a taco bar. I think there's even some chocolate mousse, if I heard correctly, for dessert.
Chocolate mousse bar, I believe.
A chocolate mousse bar. And again, all of this run by volunteers. So really grateful for all of the Potomac curlers who, not just the parents, you know, Potomac curlers that come out, they volunteer, they help with the bar, they help with cleanup and check-in and provide prizes, desserts, soups. They help in the kitchen. We have ice maintenance, all run by volunteers. It's really a remarkable place. A lot of generous people giving their time, their talents to this really great sport here.
Stilps.
It's going to put one right in the center.
She wants it to tuck right behind those two guards. It makes it around.
It's a little heavy.
Stop? It's a little heavy, but it's not too heavy. It's going to stay in the house, and it's behind guard.
Sticks around.
So now Team Davis has a choice. They can try and make the exact same shot and land right on top of that red rock that was just thrown. That would make their yellow very hard to dislodge if they make the shot. They've got the broom much further off to the left, though. This is their last rock of the end, so it doesn't matter. They have the hammer, so they can put this rock anywhere in the house as long as it's closer to the button than that red rock.
That's right.
Then they will score 1. There goes the rock.
Is it light?
No, we can hear them saying that the line is good. Nobody's sweeping. They must be happy. Now they're sweeping. They need to sweep it just in full white. If it touches red, they got it. They got it.
They got it.
Very nice shot for Jack Davis, the skip of Yellow's team. So that's going to be 1 more point for Davis.
1 for Davis, and they have 1 more end to play. Still 10 minutes of game time. Looks like they are going to...
Cleaning up the rocks. Are they talking about shaking hands, maybe?
Nope. It looks like they're going to play.
They're going to hang the score and play on. Okay.
Up.
Nope,
that's
no,
a
they're going to shake hands.
And so that is a Team Stilp wins 9-4. And now, will they throw their rocks for fun? Or were they
no,
push
they're
them?
just going to kick
Oh,
the
they're
rocks
going to do the
back.
boring, push them back with their feet game. But everybody played really well today.
Everybody helps to clean up the sheet at the end of the game, clean up the scoreboard, put all the rocks back in order for the next games. Next games, like we said, are going to be at 5 o'clock. We'll be back for those. We have a little bit of a break.
Coffee break.
I think we're going to go eat coffee.
We're going to go get coffee.
But we're not going to say where we're getting coffee because we don't have any sponsorship deals with any local coffee shops.
That's right.
If you're watching and you work
Gatorade,
at a coffee shop or
Gatorade.
you work for some other big brand, curldc.org, we are looking for sponsors. You can get your ad on the ice next season.
Right. Make a ton of money.
You get a banner hung up by the scoreboard.
I mean, millions of people are watching this broadcast. Just think of your business, your small business.
And we are raising money to do a lot of renovations in our club next summer. We're looking for donations, big and small. Even if you have a small donation you want to make towards our renovations.
Right.
We want to get
really
a concrete
like
floor,
coffee.
new concrete floor under our ice, new wall of glass separating the warm room. We're going to move some doors around. You can see our scrapers are out on the ice. We're going to make some little pools, little ice spots off to the side for the scrapers. It's going to be real nice. But we are raising money, so
we're going to get our nameless coffee now.
curldc.org if you'd like to sponsor us or make a donation and contribute to that fund to make all of our renovations. We're going to sign off now. I'm Mike Steele.
I'm Laura Weiss.
And we'll be back at 5 o'clock for the next draw.
Bye-bye.
Bye.